G'day everyone. I'm just doing a reply to Donny B's DBAD's video he did yesterday about heat treat, and especially basically it was based on my preacher and my video, the couple of videos I've done about it, and he acknowledged exactly what I was trying to do. I certainly wasn't trying to bash Cookery House, KHHI. I wasn't trying to bash anyone. Yeah. All it was doing was trying to bring up some concerns, because I just seen how much excitement there was out there with sort of DBAD's creations and the Cookery House, and I seen how everybody was so excited. Lots of people were talking it up, and you know, talking up how good those knives are. And I seen it all started watching the Shredders videos, the Shredder family, the old mate and his little son. And his son made the tree chopper or whatever with the gladius sort of point to it, and I was looking at that thinking, geez, like the way that's shaped, if I sort of belted into the trees that I belt into with what's happened with mine, like I think that's gonna be bad news for the knife. Okay, just totally harmless, innocent sort of thoughts, and I didn't want to address it directly in the comments so people would see it. So in one of Shredder's videos I made some comments. I think it was actually like I forget the name of the knife, but it was more of like the just the normal sort of utility knife that they sell, and it was, I put my comment onto the back of another comment so he would see it and we could have a little chat about it. And I just brought up my concerns about, I think that the steel's a bit soft or the heat treat's not right. Anyway, we got talking a little bit, and then I thought, stuff it, I'll do a video. Donny and everybody else, you're not a real knife reviewer if you don't say it how it is. So I bit the bullet and went, okay, I'm just gonna do a review, because I don't know, and these are things that did happen to me. And what I'm going to try and do now is show you the little bit of the bend in my preacher, right? It's hard to do because on an Apple iPad the camera is right in the top corner, but it seems to be pointing like to the middle, so I don't know where to hold it. So I'll give it a shot, right? Okay. Now, also, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I've run a file. I've ran a file over and over some different spots here, up the top on the tip, and then I've sort of just pushed the file over the edge a little bit as well, because I wanted to see if the file was going to grab. And I also started pushing the file into the tip there. Okay, so anyway, first of all, let's see. I don't know, I'll have to do this on a couple of different angles, right? I just want to sort of try and show you the bend, because I noticed that in a couple of shots I was able to see the bend a little bit, but in other shots I couldn't. I'm not a full knife camera guy, so you know, I'm full on just a average redneck Aussie sort of bloke that doesn't know fuck all. But yeah, I don't know, and it's really hard to pick up the little wave. I'm not even going to waste my time. I've tried taking still photos and everything, okay, but it bends off to the right there, and so I'll just try and show you the spine. It's probably not good having dark backgrounds and things like that as well, but anyway, hopefully you can see it a little bit. So anyway, I put it through a steel drum, right? That was the issue. Now the steel, I didn't walk up to the front glacis plate of a Abrams tank and tried to bash it through, right? There was a drum, it was, I believe it's about 50 to 70 years old, 3/4 rusted away, there's holes all the way through it, there's big rust flakes and scales hanging off it, and I was actually making a video about harvesting fatwood, and I had this there, and this is what I was, you know, harvesting my fatwood with, and I seen the drum just sitting there and all rusted away. So I held the knife like that after hearing a little bit about the surface area of a clip point and what makes a Bowie such a devastating fighting knife. And when held backwards in the backward grip like that with the spine forward, the surface area is so minute with the weight and the momentum of the knife that it punctures really well. So I've seen this, also knowing that steel, when it's been weathered and rusted away like that, I know that they used to weather treat some of the LA sleeves for the old two-stroke motorcycle sleeves. They'd be machined, then they'd be machined, and then they would put them outside to weather anneal them, to take all the stresses out of it. So knowing that, I thought, oh, this is perfectly going to be nice and soft, annealed. It's going to be a lot thinner than it used to be. To be honest, I thought this thing was just going to bang, punch a hole straight through it, and I was bang absolutely surprised, thinking that there's no way mild steel drum would be 52 to 54 Rockwell what this is meant to be. So that's why I did it. I don't just walk around looking for steel to smash with my knives. Okay, so I was as surprised as anybody that it actually did fold over, and you know, and that's where my sort of concern came from. Now, I didn't jump up and down about it for a couple of months. I just sort of went, oh, shit, and didn't really think about it. I had way more knives, and you know, sort of went to the back of my mind. It wasn't until I got the I came home from work that day and seen the little biltong. I seen all the chips, and I knew somebody had been bashing one of my knives, because the somebody was there and he was asking me about knives. So I went through, seen the damage. Now, the cookery house also said, which I didn't say in the last video, the knife's called a biltong because it's made for cutting meat, and that's pretty much it. It's a kitchen knife. So, and they said that that's why they don't harden them, and they're made of mild steel, because they're made for kitchen duties, not for bush duties. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out of the road, because a few people were, you know, oh, bashing into steel and blah blah blah. So look, I got cold steel knives, and you see them, Lynn Thompson and the other boys, you know, smashing through bonnets and things like that. There's no way that I thought stabbing into car doors and things. I honestly thought that it was going to be compromised steel. You could see like holes, sunshine through it, you know. And then I'm going to try and find, I've deleted all my memory and that, but I'm going to try and pull off YouTube if I can. I don't know how to edit, so I might be able to, the best thing I can probably do is, if you're really concerned and you got money in this, whether you're anti-cookery house or anti-me for throwing this into a drum or whatever, I don't really care. I'm not taking sides. I'm actually trying to stay right out of that, and it wasn't meant to be like that. But I'll put the video up in the link, and you might just have to fast forward through until you see me with the actual drum itself, and you'll see the 44-gallon drum is only this big because the rest of it's rusted away. Okay, so I just thought I'd get that out of the road. And when I did make the video, I was sort of walking on eggshells, because I didn't want to offend anybody, and I just know, like, no different to cars, you know, car brands, Mopar, Ford and bloody Chevy, you know. People that die hard. I've nearly had punch-ons, you know, I'm a Mopar guy, and I've nearly had punch-ons with friends who are Chevy heads and things like that, and would argue, why would you put a Mopar engine, a Hemi engine, into a Ford or a Chevy, you know? But you want to give me shit about Hemis. It makes no sense. At the end of the day, none of this makes any sense. But you get knife snobs, you get steel snobs, you get snobs in everything, you get good and bad everywhere. And my mates are going to back me, and Cookery House people who don't know me are going to back Cookery House, and blah blah blah. So let's not worry about that. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. And I think Donnie did a fucking awesome job of it yesterday. Okay, he described everything. My thoughts personally, if you want to know, is I'm still not bothered by this. It's a big chunk of steel. Apart from, you know, the little bend in it, which, okay, coming from a factory or from a, you know, a good custom knife maker, yeah, that's probably unacceptable. But coming from a dirt floor where people are wearing thongs like my mates, you know, I don't care. I'm happy to give a little third world country, I'm happy to give them some money, and you get, you know, so look, I'm not upset. Some people probably think that I should be, and there's probably some other people who are upset, and they probably generally do have good reason to be upset. But no, don't care. I've got no skin in it. I'm not getting involved in it. Everything can fail, you know. So the other thing, okay, getting back to the files. I don't want this to drag on too much because I can talk underwater. Okay, so what I found, right, is the new files. I had a new bastard file, a new, I don't know, is it a, it's not a rasp, but is it a mill file? I'm not sure. It doesn't actually say anything on there, but it's chunkier than a bastard, which I know bastard's about as bastardy as a steel file goes. So, but they're brand spanking new Nicholson ones, and they scratched everything except for, I'll show you, the cold steel fin hole. Okay, so I tested on my Hultifer's carbon heavy duty. I tested on the Preacher. I tested on Trementina machete, which is it 1070, I believe, or 1075. That it was digging gouges into that. This one, obviously, I didn't put it on my expensive knives, but this is the only one that I can genuinely say of the knives tested that it was skating across it. Okay. So then what I've done to try and be a little bit more even about it is I got this shitty old file. It just says Taiwan on it. It's gunked up with crap. It's broken. I think I got this for 50 cents from a market. And I can't even see a brand on it. But that's just skating across it, okay? It's leaving the tiniest little scratches that actually they're so tiny that when I wipe them with my finger, the marks are kind of going away, so it's probably just shit on here, but there's the tiniest of tiniest little scrapes that would polish out, no worries, and you can hear it. It's just skating off it. Okay, so we'll go off the spine. You can see it biting, okay, and you can hear it. Okay, so the spine's definitely soft. Hear that? It's biting into up here. Down here, it's biting, and even on the blade, which this needs a resharpen anyway. You can definitely tell it's harder, and it's skating more, but it's certainly leaving marks, and it's taking metal off. Okay. And here's another knife that I haven't tried. This is the Charade SCHF 37. I believe it's like one of their bushcrafting 1095. Okay. We'll go on the blade. If you hear that noise, that's just skating across it as well. Okay, we'll go up on the spine here. That's taking off the black coating, right? But to me, that I would call that skating. It's just skating across it. Okay. Again, fin hawk. That's just skating across it. Halter's heavy duty carbon. It's biting, okay, on the side. Semi-skating with a semi bit of a bite. Not big scratches. I'll go onto the blade. It's kind of skating again. It's not really digging in. You can hear the difference. So it's definitely softer. Okay, it's definitely softer. I'm not an expert, I don't know much, but everywhere on this knife seems to be softer than pretty much everything else. Okay, so again, this isn't hate. I'm just trying to show everybody to the best of my abilities. I wouldn't even, without going to a scientific lab, I wouldn't know how you'd test the Brunel hardness. But Donnie, in one of the last comments I just read just before, which prompted me to get up here, Donnie's put a comment saying that he sent the Cookery House a link to his video, maybe mine, or I'm not sure, but I just thought that I've got to just try and show the absolute honest best thing that I can do. And you know, I don't even expect anything. As far as I'm concerned, it's not broken, and if this is how it's meant to be, if you're meant to be able to fix this in the field, like Donnie explained, it probably is better that I can fix up a bent tip or something like that, and you know, even put a slight edge on it in the field with a file or a stone or something like that, if you're going to be doing reasonable stuff with it. Like Donnie said in his video, he goes past, when he's doing a review, he goes past normal use, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just a typical YouTube dickhead that buys this and go, look what I've got, rah! And if it handle breaks or whatever, I'm just showing, you know, I'm just trying to put it out there. I'm doing stuff so you guys don't have to, and I'm 1,000,000% sure if you just use this for normal knife tasks, it's going to be 100% fine. And I'm definitely going to put an edge on it, right? And I'll definitely do more tests with it. Now, also, going back to these logs that I'm hitting, that's not a random log that we're just finding. That is the hardest of the hardest ones, okay? That's why I was putting them down there, and I was hitting them with 2 different types of tomahawks. I'm hitting them with different types of knives, and you know, my big heavy duty chopper. I'm doing it because I'm trying to test these, push these to their limits. I'm hitting like pig iron, you know, like Donnie said, you know, these are ridiculously hard. I watch videos all the time, Corporal's Corner and other blokes who are building shelters, and they're cutting, I don't know what types of trees they are over there in the States there, but you see these guys and they'll cut these logs that are, you know, chest height. they're this round and old mate picks them up. You're not picking that shit up here. You know, those logs would weigh more than a big block engine. You know, like, you're not moving those logs. They're so dense, so heavy. Look, well, I'll just finish it here. Hey, look, Cookery House, I'm happy to. I don't even really want them to fix anything, you know, to be honest. I'll just use it as it is. I'm happy, you know, I don't care. If they want to give me a discount on something else, I'll buy something and they can give me a discount. I don't give a fuck. But at the same time, shipping's a bit of a killer. And that is, I guess that's where I was coming from. If you buy something from there and you're paying $40 US shipping, it's not like you can just go down the street and take it back and go, oh mate, can you give this a bit of a fix? It costs Cookery House money if they're paying for return, or it pays us. And you know, for $100 US knife plus $40 shipping, it's kind of not really worth it for anybody to pay for the shipping and send out a new product. So if anything, hey Cookery House, like, these are just some of the concerns. I know other guys, mates of mine online, have got issues as well. We just, at the end of the day, we just want you to put out awesome quality products, and when we pay hard-earned money, we get awesome quality knives. It's that simple. So I'll leave it on that. Cheers everybody. Give me thumbs up, give me thumbs down, give me hate mail, I don't care. And to all my other mates, it's all good. I appreciate your love and your support, and yeah, I'm not upset, I'm not nothing. So thanks Donnie for being an awesome dude, good moderator. You did the conversation that was started was exactly the best outcome that I could have hoped for, and absolutely congratulations for doing it. And if some of your mates contacted you to go, hey, this guy's bashing that, and they got, in a way, if they got you to respond because of that, that's all part of what made this happen. So see you everybody, good health to everybody.